All right, good morning, everyone. This is the detention docket for 323rd District Court for Friday, February 5th, 2021. In compliance with the Texas Supreme Court Emergency Order number 33, we're not conducting in-person proceedings, but we are on Zoom. In order to comply with the Open Courts Act of the Texas Constitution, which provides for the public to have meaningful access to what occurs inside public courtrooms, we are broadcasting these proceedings on YouTube. No portion of this proceeding may be copied, recorded, or broadcast. Violations are punishable by contempt of court of up to 6 months in the Tarrant County Jail and up to a $500 fine. Court would like to remind everyone that this is still a court proceeding and people are expected to behave appropriately for court. That means please not be anywhere where there's moving backgrounds like the jogging trail or a moving vehicle, even if you are a passenger, as that is distracting to the rest of the participants. Please be dressed appropriately and behave appropriately. That means do not have domesticated animals around you. Do not be eating, smoking, or laying down in bed. If you are also, please do not have bright lights behind your head, as that tends to obscure your face and shadow out your face. You certainly do need to be seen. Also, if you are not an officer of the court, your camera does need to be on. If you are an officer of the court trusts that you will use your best discretion in determining whether your camera should be on or not. So, anything? Okay. Fantastic. All right, we'll start with Damian Elliott. Mr. Elliott?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days, so I'm deciding whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Your attorney, Mr. Adler, is here present. Good morning, Mr. Adler.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, so Damon, let's see, you're 15 years old. You were here previously last year for burglary of habitation, which you were placed on probation for January 20th this year. And then subsequently, let's see, you're on probation, and I guess the day after you got probation, White Settlement Police brought you in, sitting over at Brewer. There was an assault on campus. Talked to the victim. She said she was walking the hallway, noticed somebody talking to you, another male. She went to say hello when you got aggressive, punched her twice in the chest, and then yelled at her, grabbed her hair, pulled her down, caused her more pain. Like the day after you got probation. So I ordered a replacement search for you on January 22nd, and you're set for motion to modify on February 10th. So is Mom here?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'm filling in for Mr. Mitchell. I spoke with Mom this morning, and she was coming to the department for the hearing. I don't see her.
So you have a doctor's appointment, but Mom said she would only go to the appointment if we released you to her, because she doesn't want you to be embarrassed of being handcuffed and shackled for an appointment.
Judge Kim.
Yes, Mr. Adler.
Sorry, may it please the court. Before you make a decision, can I tell you some other things that are going on in this case?
Sure.
So I'm really surprised the mom is not there, because I've had a lot of conversations with her, and she did tell me I could discuss this with you. I was hoping she would, but some mental issues that this young man
One
has.
second, Mr. Adler.
Okay.
Sarah, nobody wants to look at the ceiling. I mean, nobody wants to look at the ceiling. So either you need to be in camera or you need to leave. If you just want to watch, you can watch through YouTube. Sarah, for the second time, please appear on camera. All right, Mr. Adler, please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey,
So, Judge.
Frank, not to cut you off. Mom walked in right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Well, there we go. All right, so Mom, went through all this. Can I ask why you're late to court?
It was a little traffic right here at the stoplight, so it kind of bagged me up a little bit.
I mean, it's not that much of a delay at the stop. I'm still trying to understand, like, when you have court, you just plan on being here exactly at 10:30?
No, I had to make sure my other son was okay. He's at home sick.
All right, Mr. Adler, I'll listen to you, but what do you have to say?
Well, Judge, and the mom gave me permission to tell you this. It makes me feel uncomfortable, but she wants you to know. So her son has a diagnosed mental illness, and one of them is that he really has dual personalities. So sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad, and it just depends on what personality is coming out. But more importantly, Judge, she is going to be moving to Dallas. He's got cases in Dallas. He has cases in Tarrant. I'm his attorney in both counties, trying to negotiate an outcome in both counties that is favorable to everybody. But really, it's more about his mental illness. If we can just send him home on the monitor where he's at home and not going to a school, I think he would behave under those circumstances and only those circumstances. If he could do virtual at-home school and not be permitted to leave his house without his mom, I don't think he's going to break any of the terms of his probation or any modifications. So I just wanted the court to know that his mental illness is more severe than the normal kind of kids that we see.
And what is he diagnosed with?
He was diagnosed with bipolar schizophrenia with emotional deficiencies.
I'm sorry, emotional what?
It's some emotional disorder.
So is he receiving medication for this?
Yes. His medicine has been changed from all three diagnoses. They've been changed within, I want to say 3 times within the last 6 months.
When was the last time he saw a doctor?
His next appointment was supposed to be yesterday, but since he was in the juvenile center, they told me to call back when he's released. He sees the doctor every 30 days.
Was he taking medication on January 21st?
Yes. They just switched his medication, I think 2 days after he came into the juvenile center. I dropped the new medication off at the juvenile center.
Mr. Houston, I know you're covering for Mr. Mitchell. Tell me about what he's on probation for, the burglary of habitation. Who was the victim, known victim or stranger?
He broke into an apartment complex,
Like an occupied apartment or a vacant apartment?
vacant.
All right, so Mom, where do you currently live?
On O Street, it's in Tarrant County.
Tarrant County? So you're planning on moving to Dallas. When do you plan on moving to Dallas County?
I have to be out of the house before March 29th. So by the end of February, I should have a Dallas address.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and release him on electronic monitor. He's to stay at home, not attend school in person, do not have contact with the victim. Mom, by March 1st, you have to let Mr. Mitchell know what your address is and what your moving plans are. It will make a decision from there on how to go forward, but you cannot move to Dallas County without permission from this court. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, he also has to stay at home. Mr. Elliott, if we find out that you're violating the terms of your monitor, then we will bring you back here and you'll have to sit here again. All right, I'm doing this in large part because you are level 1 and because of the diagnosed mental health issues. Thank you, Mr. Elliott.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Adler.
Thank you.
Marquise Gaither. All right, Carla Flores, you can't have a bright light behind you. We can't see your face. All right, Mr. Gaither.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case, deciding whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Berger, your attorney, is here. Good morning, Mr. Berger.
Morning, Judge.
So, Gaither, you're 16 years old. You're currently at level 1 outstanding. All right. So Winco police found loss prevention, saw you pick up items, put in your backpack, left the store, and they apprehended you outside the store, found out you're run away from Dallas County, and brought over here to Kimbo. Back in November last year, you left Camp Worth without permission. November 27th, you referred here as a runaway on the 30th. I ordered CPS to find a placement for you. They took you to Promise House in Dallas. You were placed on deferred prosecution by the DA's office. Your mom, do we have a parent here?
He is in CPS custody, so Miss Barker's here.
Oh, where's Miss Barker?
Michelle Barker.
Oh, there we go. So then January 10th, you left Promise House without permission, and there was a runaway report. So you continue to run away.
Your Honor, court has been set for the 19th at 9:30 for the assault.
All right, Ms. Barker, do y'all have a secure lockdown facility that you can place him in?
No, sir. There's not really any lockdown facility, because they leave, that's against, there's not anywhere we're sending him would have to be somewhere in Houston, but there's not like a lockdown place where they can go.
There's no, Hector Garza is a lockdown facility.
We can try to find placement with them over there. But like, there's not always a guarantee that they have space available for the kids.
I understand. Ms. Barker, if you don't mind, I'm going to detain him here for now because he has a pending case and the court date coming up. So I don't want OCOK have to deal with transportation from a different county. So I'm trying to work with you guys, but if y'all can probably start to work it up and figure out if there is a secure facility, RTC, for him to go. Obviously, the community's not working. We're just real limited here what we can do. But this is one of those times where I think the juvenile system and the child welfare system kind of have to work together for this child. All right. So I guess you can put in your notes that I'm detaining him here for now. But
Yes.
whenever his case resolves, we're probably going to look to you guys to find a better place for him.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Judge,
Thank you, Ms. Barker. Yes, Mr. Berger.
my understanding is that Marcus does have a CPS attorney currently assigned to this case.
Okay.
His name is Will Pruitt. At least that's what my client is telling me. I don't know that he's been made aware of this situation.
All right. All right, Ms. Barker, can you relay that to the attorney for a CPS
I will.
case? All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. All right, so Mr. Gaither, I'm going to go and detain you. The reason why is you keep on running away. If you just wouldn't run away and be where you're supposed to be, you wouldn't be here. So this is a consequence of your decisions. It's going to be like this until you turn 18. All right. Thank you, Mr. Gaither.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Berger. Heaven Garcia. All right, Mr. Garcia, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing deciding whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you here, then you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And your attorney, Mr. Adler, is here. So I see Mr. Dotson. Is Mr. Dotson here today?
Your Honor, I'm coming from Mr. Dotson today.
So I see his behavior level got to level 1 outstanding today. How far did it drop down?
He was a 1A on the 3rd. He actually began 1 outstanding on the 4th. And the farthest he dropped recently was 3A, and that was back on the 26th of January.
Oh, why did it drop to 3A?
It says not following instructions, horse playing, and hiding a picture of a peer in his room.
Hiding a picture of a peer?
Yes, sir. Might be the mugshot that they post on the doors.
You know, Heaven, you're here, you cut off your EM, you ran off. You got some serious first-degree offenses, assault cases. You had problems in December for blocking the door with a mattress, being disruptive, breaking do not associate rules, almost getting in fights. You're level 3 confined on January 13th. You're level 3 confined on January 4th. You got to level 3 again on January 10th. So October 15th, you came in. And you evidently gotten some arguments or fights. So you were separated to your room. Then October 31st, you're level 3 confined for threatening staff. You work your way to level 2, then you're level 3 unacceptable on November 5th. For drawing, off task in class, not doing classwork, play fighting in the gym, and letting peer do your classwork. You work your way to level 1 outstanding on November 11th. And then looks like you got in a fight on the same day. So you went to level 3 confined the next day. You work your way to level 1 outstanding on January 19th. Then on December 3rd, you get to level 3 unacceptable for being disruptive, threatening a peer, arguing with a peer, not following instructions. So you work your way back up to level 1 by December 13th. Then December 14th, you get level 2 unacceptable. You work your way back up to level 1 outstanding December 17th. Then on the 22nd, that's when you block the door with a mattress, make too much noise in your room, defiant towards staff. You level 3 unacceptable again on December 23rd for making noise in a room, being disruptive, banging on the door, getting in a fight. And then you make it to level 3 outstanding until December 27th, where you get level 3 unacceptable again. And every day, pretty much every day or every other day, you get in fights, being disruptive, Now we're January 3rd, January 4th, you're level 3 confined. Make it up to level 2 on January 8th. Then January 10th, you're unacceptable. January 11th, you get in a fight where you're the aggressor. You're level 3 confined. You're just level 3 for about a week, it looks like. Now look at this one. For you're taking a picture, I guess a mugshot, and hiding your. Taking a picture of another kid hiding in your room. Not following instructions. Get to level 1 outstanding. So here's the thing, Heaven, for most kids, taking that picture and that contraband, do we have a parent? Yeah, we have a parent here. For most kids, taking that contraband and hiding it and not following instructions and getting to level 3 would be like a new low. For you, it's like a new middle. I mean, this is like, I just expect so little from you because you just keep on breaking all the rules. What's, Mr. Nava, do we know when the next court date is for Mr. Garcia?
Take a quick peek. It's on the 9th of March in front of Judge Porter.
Mary, why is it taking so long? Okay. Evan, every one of these incidences that you're creating here is something that'll come back to you. You are not doing your attorney, Mr. Adler, any favors on this one. You need to give him at least something to work with to argue why you need probation and not be committed to the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. So, Evan, your behavior is awful. So there's, you know, I'm not going to release you, so I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Thank you. So Brian Hernandez. Mom, did you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, what is that?
What is Heaven levels these past days?
What is Heaven's level what?
These past days.
Oh, he got down to level 3 confined recently.
Which date?
Your Honor,
I went over that. You can talk to Mr. Dotson about that, but yeah, he was taking contraband into his room. So Heaven's just not following any of the rules here. So, but he's going to get what he deserves. You know, so that's life. All right, Brian Hernandez.
He's on his way, sir.
Thank you.
Judge, just for you to know, I've just emailed you some supporting documentation to show you that as proof that my client's been enrolled in school.
Send that to the district attorney's office?
I sent it in a group email yesterday to Judge Porter and the state, and I just sent it to you for you to have a copy, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I attached that to the documents I sent this morning also.
All right. All right, Mr. Hernandez, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days. I'm reviewing whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Sierra is here as your attorney. All right, so you're 15 years old. You're level 1 except 1 outstanding, which is good. January 7th, Grand Prairie got a call about a stolen vehicle. They ran the reported plates, came back stolen out of Arlington. They found the vehicle, tried to do a traffic stop, and then there was a car chase. So ran stop signs, red lights, came to stop. All 4 people bailed out. The police chased the driver into an apartment complex, yelled at him to stop, but he didn't stop. Eventually caught up and identified as you, Brian Hernandez. So that is why you have a pending case for burglary of a vehicle. From December of 20, March of 20, you got arrested for burglary of a vehicle, but you got deferred prosecution. And then October of 19, you were arrested for assault, which you received a supervisory caution for. When you were brought in January, you were positive for marijuana, amphetamines, and methamphetamines. So on January 22nd, Judge Porter said that mom has to enroll you in school and show proof of enrollment. And he would consider releasing you from detention if she provided the documentation. You have adjudication dispo set on February 9th. So do we have mom here?
Yes, Your Honor, she is here.
Mom?
Yes.
So how long has he been using meth?
She's gonna need translation, Your Honor. She doesn't-
Okay, if you can ask her, please.
Señora,
Sí.
el juez pidió que le digas cuánto, si usted sabe qué tanto tiempo tiene Brian abusando drogas.
No, yo no sé la verdad.
¿No sabe nada de las drogas?
No.
Your Honor, she's not aware of his drug use.
Can you ask her if she knows he's using methamphetamine?
Señora, ¿usted sabía que estaba usando drogas?
No, yo no sabía.
No, nada de, no se miraba drogado, nada.
No.
No, Your Honor, she never knew anything about it. And I asked her if he ever looked like he was high, and she said no.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you say methamphetamine in Spanish?
That's a hard one for me. Señora, let me try this, Your Honor.
Que estaba usando la metanfetamina.
No.
Okay, it's the same, Judge.
What about marijuana? How long has he been using marijuana?
You want me to ask her that, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Señora,
Sí.
pues quiere saber si usted sabe qué tanto tiene usando marihuana, Brian.
Yo tiene como 3 o 4 meses que yo me di cuenta.
Your Honor, she says she's probably, it's been about 3 months that she's aware of that he's used marijuana.
So, Mr. Landon, how far did his behavior level drop?
Sorry?
How far did his behavior level drop?
He hasn't, Your Honor. He's been on level 1 outstanding, Your Honor.
Well, since January 11th. Okay, so as soon as he could, he got there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
He hasn't had no drops.
All right. Well, I'm glad she filled out the enrollment form for him. His court date is only 4 days away. With the meth use, I'm just too concerned about him, especially because he keeps on escalating this with the same offenses. And then now with the car chase that put people's lives in danger. I'm just, Brian, I'm just doing this to protect you from you and the community from you. Okay, so your court date's in 4 days. If your court date was further out, my decision may be different. Because we're so close, I'm just going to go and keep you here for now. Hopefully there's a deal worked out and that you'll maybe, I don't know what Judge Porter's going to do. Could be probation, it could be commitment, but whatever it is, you'll have a better idea of what's going to happen. Okay, so at this point, you need to keep up with the level of outstanding. I hope you understand how serious this methamphetamine use is to me. Okay, that's a big part of this. If the meth wasn't there, I think you'd be out already. Okay, all right. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Linden. Ariana Howard.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Ms. Howard. I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing deciding whether to keep you here or to release you. I'm sorry. This is a detention hearing deciding whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days. Your attorney requested this hearing. And so, Ms. Jacobson, for what purpose are you requesting this?
Ariana requested this hearing because she wanted the opportunity to tell you that she understands she made a mistake, that she should have gone home that day that she had gotten the news about her sister being shot. She also found out that she got her grades from school had come out. She had passed all of her classes, and she is eager to return to school so that she can make sure she keeps up all of her credits. And so she has made it to level 1. I believe she's still on level 1, and she's asking that she be released. And her mother, who I spoke with, is also asking for her release.
So, Mr. Bose, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Carla Flores, this is the last time. Do not sit in front of a window. All right, do not move the camera around. This is still court. If you can't behave appropriately on Zoom, then you'll have to come here in person. All right, so Mr. Bose, she got to level 1 outstanding today. How far did she drop down?
She didn't drop, but she had a peer altercation the other day where she had to get put on a do not associate, but the level didn't drop. So she's been working her way up since she got detained. But she does have an adjudication disposition hearing on the 17th with Judge Porter for
The big thing here right now is her violating terms of EM, smoking weed, not participating in TCAP, right?
yes, and she also has 2 assault cases that she's going to be going to court for on this.
Right. But the assault cases were before, I mean, she was out on the assault cases on electronic monitor, correct?
So, yes, sir. It was out of custody here, referred. But they were while she was on probation.
Right. Which, I mean, that's my problem with our policies. These kids are on probation, the out of custody cases. All right, so this is, Ms. Howard, this is what I'm gonna do. This depends on you. Okay, you're the level 1 outstanding, so I'm glad you're there. If your UA is clean, I will let you go. If it's dirty, then we'll test you weekly until it is clean, then I'll let you on electron monitor again. All right, so a couple things about this. I want to explain to you why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. I'm glad the electronic monitor can be a very useful tool. You didn't cut it off, so that's why I'm willing to let you go. All right, you violated the monitor, and there's a consequence, and you're owning up to it, and I'm glad that you are. Now, the marijuana use is a separate matter. If you just smoked once and you haven't get a UA and it's cleared out of your system, that's good. If you had habitually been using it, like smoking every day, it'll take up to 30 days for work out of your system. Okay, so it really depends on how much you were breaking the rules while this case was pending. If you're breaking the rules every day, then it's gonna be a lot longer for you to get out. So really, this is your poor decision coming back to haunt you, or if you're making good decisions and you had one mistake, then it's really not much of a consequence. You get out quickly. All right, so I see your hand is raised. If you have a question for me, I'm happy to answer the question. If you want to tell me something, I think your attorney probably does not want you to speak. All right, so do you have a question for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your question?
For my TCAP program, I had like...
Well, this doesn't sound like a question.
Oh.
A question starts with who, what, when, where, how, why.
Do I just take the drug test today? Because I think I'll be clean.
We'll take one today, right? We'll take one today. And if it's clean, then we'll release you on electronic monitor today. If it's dirty, that means you were smoking quite a bit of marijuana. So you'll just have to wait till your body processes it out, okay? And this goes back to every day. If it's still dirty, that means you were breaking the rules every single day. And now you're finally getting caught for it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this was not targeted issue. Okay, all right, Ariana, do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. When do I take it though?
Well, you know, this isn't like a nail appointment, right? You can't schedule it. They'll come by and they'll give you a test today. Trust me, we don't want you here any longer than we have to. So I guess, Mr. Bose, are you not on site today?
No, sir.
Okay, but somebody can give her a test here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll just give her a test. If she's clean, we'll fit her with the EM and release her today. If she's dirty, then we'll just do it every Friday until she's clean. We're not gonna do it every day, all right, Ms. Howard? We're gonna do it once a week until you're clean, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bose. And I'm not gonna sign a detention order yet, Mr. Bose. I'm gonna wait till I hear back from JPD.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
All right, let's see, Shacolby Jackson. Colby, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing, or no, this is a detention hearing deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Right. So this is the one, Mom, I guess, went back to California with your daughter. And so we're trying to get CPS involved. Is Ms. Hernandez here?
Yes, she's here, Your Honor. Mother's here and CPS is here as well.
Okay. So I guess Talia Hernandez, is that, are you her aunt?
She's a friend of the family.
Friend of the family, okay.
Yes.
So who's the mother?
Mikalia Jackson
Okay.
and CPS investigator Brisa Saldana and her supervisor Nicole Rozier.
So who wants to speak on behalf of the department? Somebody from CPS. I just need one person to stand up.
I can speak for the
Okay.
department.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Rose. All right. So at this point, for the department first, at this point, you don't really have a concern right now, right? I'm reading this as saying that Mom is saying that she's not refusing. She's just wanting her daughter to go with Ms. Hernandez.
Correct.
Okay. So you're here just in case things turn bad, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. All right, so we got that out of the way. Mom, at this point, you're asking, you have the child in California? Okay, I don't think your microphone is working. You're not on mute, but I can't hear anything. Okay, so I don't actually hear anything, so we're just gonna have to go with a thumbs up and thumbs down, okay? So, all right, so you were in California with the baby, correct? When I say the baby, that means Miss Jackson, your daughter's baby, correct? Okay, and you are okay with your daughter staying with Miss Hernandez here in Texas? Now, is there a plan on your daughter returning to California? No, I can't hear anything you're saying, so it's either yes or no. I need a thumbs up or thumbs down. Is there a plan for her to return to California? No, okay. So your intention right now is for her to stay with Ms. Hernandez for at least a little while? Ms. Hernandez, is that something, you're on mute, Ms. Hernandez, but Ms. Hernandez, is that something that you're agreeing with as well? Ms. Hernandez? Okay, that's a thumbs up. All right, so Ms. Hernandez, you understand that in 2016, she was placed on probation for an assault family violence case. In 2019, she was put on probation for felony assaulting a peace officer. So she has a violent history. Are you still wanting to take Shacolby into your home? Do you have other children in your home? And you do have an aunt and uncle who are having health problems living with you? All right, so Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to defer. This child is 17 years old. So this is the deal I want to make with you. I want to make sure that you understand that I'm going to be okay releasing this child to you, but you have to understand that you do have a duty to let me know if she is being violent or assaultive or, I mean, even generally disagreeable. Like, I need to protect you and your family from any kind of harm. So,
Yes, sir.
okay. So, okay, the sound is working on, Ms. Hernandez. So you understand that you do need to tell us if she's causing problems in your home, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Jacoby, you do have a history of running away, so I'm going to place you on electronic monitor, right, at the beginning. You do also have the history of drug use. So, how old are the children in your home, Ms. Hernandez?
I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Okay. So, Ms. Jacoby, I'm placing you on a sweat patch, all right? And what that is, do you know what a sweat patch is?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want you being around the drug culture at all, not with small children and ill elderly people. Okay. So that means I don't want anybody who's really using drugs. I don't selling drugs, giving drugs, things like that. You don't need to be around that. I don't want to put little children in danger. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I have seen kids come through here on homicide cases over $20 in weed. All right, something that small that somebody died over. Okay, so Ms. Jackson, Colby, do you have a question for me?
Yes.
Okay, what's your question?
As far as like my doctor's appointments and in school, because when I was in California, when I was here visiting, we were transferring my schooling. So the school that I would probably be attending was Winfrey and Grand Prairie. So I wanted to know how would that work, like doctor's appointments and stuff like that, being on the monitor.
Well, that's something you need to talk to your probation officer about. I will not prevent you from seeing a doctor, or going to school, or going to church. Okay, but that's your probation officer can answer those questions. I really can't.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Mr. Colby, you understand? I'm giving you a chance, but if you come back here because you're causing problems or you pick up a new offense, I'm probably just gonna keep you in downtown in central lockup with the adults until your case is over. All right.
Yes.
So this is probably gonna be your last time at Kimbo. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, one way or another, either you do great or you do bad, and then you end up in downtown jail. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Jacoby.
Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Rozier. Roger
Thank you.
Jones. All right, Mr. Jones, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days. I'm deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Adeniji is your attorney. All right, so Mr. Adeniji.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Yeah, so I'm very familiar with this case. This is the one with the homicide on the sleepover over a cell phone. So, level one outstanding. What are we waiting on for this one? Oh, jury trial?
Yes.
Did you fill out the name? I need, yeah, in the future I need you to. No, that's right. I'll trust you, but I mean, I trust Daniel, but as a habit, I want Mary to do it. That's okay. No, this is the one who's been here for 284 days. But we're just waiting on jury trial, which if it doesn't happen until April, we're looking at another 60 days for no reason other than we can't have jury trials. Mr. Nava, what is behavior level? You got to one outstanding on January 22nd. What happened immediately before that?
Dropped down to 2A. Lost points from both shifts. And
For what?
Lost points from both shifts. Typically, it's been minor stuff, talking out of his room, throwing his jacket.
Mr. Jones, I know I've told you before that it really bothers me that you've been here for so long while this case is pending, all right? But I've also explained to you, because of the serious nature of this offense, it's a murder charge, that I'm extra cautious about this, okay? Some of this is your fault, some of it's not, or could be your fault. Some of it has nothing to do with you, okay? This is where I'm at now. I'm going to let you out for the weekend, okay? You need to turn yourself in Sunday night. Mom, you can turn him in. He'll be on electronic monitor, right? We'll fit him with that. He'll go home with you now. He'll be with you. Now, it is a very strict electronic monitor over the weekend, okay? You need to spend time at home. If people want to visit, they have to come to your home and visit him, okay? Roderick, I'm giving you a chance. Depending on how you do, that determines what future chances are, all right? If you do everything right, I'm likely to do this again, okay? But if you mess this up, if you push the boundaries, then, you know, it's really gonna be hard to give you any kind of grace in the future, okay? So this is you. I know it's not easy for you to keep that behavior level. I'm glad that you did. And this is sometimes you have to work a long time just to get one small benefit. Sometimes you have to work a long time to get a really big benefit, all right? So I'm trusting you on this one. Please don't burn me, all right? I'm gonna give you the weekend with home. Mom, you need to bring him by, 8:00 p.m. Sunday evening?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
okay? All right.
Yes.
So that gives you a couple days here. You can spend time with them. I wanna see how it goes. All right, Roger?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Yes,
I have a question.
yes, ma'am?
Can I take him today to get his haircut?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
We'll just do, Mr. Nava, just give him a timeout until, Mom, you're gonna be with him the whole time, right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll just, Mr. Nava, let them go wherever they want to go until be home by, let's say 10. And then after that, tomorrow and Sunday, he just needs to be at home, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Arnici. Malachi Lester. It's funny, you know, it's like as a judge, everything is blank check. You don't fill it in, right? So,
Yeah, I gotta remember that.
yeah.
But I'm usually really good about it.
So Mr. Lester, are you here? All right, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing deciding whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And your attorney, Ms. Sherman, currently has COVID, so she was unable to make it. So Mr. Pearson is going to go and cover for her, okay?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Pearson. All right, so Malachi, you're 15 years old. Fort Worth PD brought you in December. And police were dispatched for domestic, met with dad, said that you came out of the room angry, accused him of taking your Apple TV device. In retaliation, took your dad's phone. An argument ensued. Mom stepped in. And as mom was trying to separate y'all, you pushed her, which caused a fight between you and your dad. Dad slipped and fell, and evidently hit him multiple times, about 8 times in the head with a closed fist. And you admitted striking your father to the police. So parents are worried about you returning home. CPS is involved. And so they're asking for us to give a psychological. So we've done the evaluation. Have we gotten the report yet, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, sir. And I understand that it has been recently forwarded to CPS.
Okay. And he's level 1 acceptable. Why is he only level 1 acceptable?
Let me look at his points quick, Your Honor.
We have somebody from the department here?
Ms. Delorier is from the department, Your Honor.
Who is Ms. Delorier?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Ms. Delorier, if you have a chance, you can't do it from within the session, but if you change your name, put CPS in the front, just makes it easier. So, but you don't come here often enough, like you don't have to. I'm just throwing it out there. All right, Mr. Lewis, were you able to find out?
Yes, sir. There were some points lost for slow to comply, not following instructions, and sharing milk. That was on the 5th today.
Well, you know, Malachi, I'll tell you, that seems like the absolute dumbest reason for you not to be level 1 outstanding. You know, if you're not level 1 outstanding, I'm not releasing you. Rules are rules. Either you follow them or you don't. At one point, you'll be released from here. If you're released, then I have a say-so in where you go to. And if you want to go to a place where you have more freedom to make decisions on your own, then you have to show me that you're making good decisions. If you just want to do your own thing, then ends up you going to, I don't know, lockdown facilities through CPS, like RTCs that don't give you any kind of movement or freedom and are highly structured. So show me what we can do here, and that gives me information that I can give you more opportunities when you get out. But if you keep on just breaking whatever rules you can, just small rules, that shows me I can't really trust you, right? So it's what you do here is you're proving to me that you deserve a better opportunity when you get out of here, okay?
Sure.
So Malachi, you're not level 1 outstanding, so I'm not gonna release you. You understand that, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So I was told even if I was level 1 outstanding, I wouldn't have the chance to go home.
Well, home is not an option right now because I think you may have burned that bridge. That maybe, I don't know if that's permanent or not. There's no doubt that your parents love you. I mean, I know that they do, but it seems like with your father's medical condition, it may just be too dangerous for you to be there, okay? And so it's not about them caring for you. It's they have the right, your father has the right to live, like not worry about dying, okay? And because of his medication and his condition, the injuries that occurred may actually put his life in danger, okay? And you may not have realized it at the time, but I think that's kind of what happened. So that's why we're looking, CPS is involved at this point. It is purely it's not worth dying over a situation, okay? All right, so anyways, all right, do you have any other questions, Malachi? All right, thank you, sir. All right, Jocelyn Saldana.
I'm here.
All right, hello, Jocelyn. I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And your attorney, Mr. Sierra, is here. Jocelyn, you just turned 17. Where's that noise coming from? All right. So, Jocelyn, you're brought in by Fort Worth PD for being a runaway. So December 3rd, there was a burglary of habitation call. It turned out there was not a burglary, but the tenant opened the door and the police confirmed you to be a runaway. So you have a pending case for assault bodily injury from October of last year, which evidently happened in June of last year, a perimeter. There's an open CPS case. All right, so Jocelyn, you're level 1 outstanding right now. I'm going to ask Ms. Aguirre. Level 1 outstanding happened today. How far did she drop down? Jocelyn, hold on a second. Let me ask some questions. I'll give you a chance to ask questions in a minute. Ms. Aguirre, how far did she drop down and for why?
Your Honor, she dropped down to level 1 acceptable yesterday, and that was due to detention staff stated she was being disrespectful, going to the doorway despite staff instructions, and going over shower time.
All right, but Jocelyn, this is the kind of thing that was causing problems at perimeter, right?
Can you repeat that?
These are the kind of issues that were causing problems at perimeter?
Sir, I was on drugs. I don't remember what happened at perimeter.
Oh, okay.
Your Honor, and we do have a representative with CPS, Sandra Conde. She was unable to change it to display CPS.
Who's the one from CPS?
Conde, with glasses.
Oh, Conde? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Can you unmute yourself, Sandra? All right, thank you, Sandra. So what's y'all's plan? Oh, your audio's not working. You're not on mute, but your audio's just not working. Your microphone may be off. No, we still can't hear you. I think your microphone on your laptop is just turned off. Ms. Aguirre, did you have a chance to talk to her? Like, you know what their plan is?
Yes, Your Honor. We had a meeting, Mr. Sierra, CPS, and I. They do not have any placement options for her because she is not in CPS care.
Who's Ms. Carlock? She's raising her hand.
I believe she may be a CPS supervisor.
Oh, okay. Carlock?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm with Unbound.
Unbound? Oh, okay.
So I'm here to represent her as part of the trafficking because they have confirmed trafficking.
Okay.
So I'm trying to just assist that we are looking for facilities as well. I haven't been able to speak to Miss Selena Agueda. I have been able to speak to the CPS individual, but I wanted to say that I am looking for placements. We have had some discussion and I'd like to connect with them a little bit better so that we can represent a little bit more.
Ms. Aguirre, how much have you had a chance to really get to know this child?
I would say I know her very well, her case very well, details regarding concerns regarding abuse and neglect.
Okay. But I mean, as a person, you've had a chance to get to know her?
Yes, sir.
How long? So I'm assuming that she had actually spent some time out as a runaway. How long was she as a runaway?
Well, from July of 2020 to October 2020, she was in Abilene. When she returned, she stayed with mom for a short period of time at the shelter, ran away, and stayed with a lady by the name of Amanda Stansberry. Jocelyn denies that she ran away. However, mom states that she did run away, therefore made a runaway report.
Do we have mom here?
Yes, she is Carla Flores.
Oh, okay. Hello, mom. This is what I want to do. So, Jocelyn, you're level 1 outstanding, and most kids I would just release at this point. here's the reason why I'm not going to release you right now, because you managed to run away for 4 months as a 16-year-old girl. Okay, let me finish. I'll let you talk. I promise I haven't forgotten you. When you're a 16-year-old girl that can live on the streets for 4 months, that's not a good sign. Okay? That gets me really, really worried. Okay, and so that's why, given your court date is coming up so quickly, I'm gonna hold you at least to the court date. We can reassess this, but I'm just worried that if I let you out of here, you're just gonna go out on your own again. Okay, so Jocelyn, you want to tell me something or ask me something or tell me something?
I'm asking something.
Okay, go ahead and ask me.
Due to the fact that I've been off drugs for 2 months, which changes the whole situation, you can't consider putting me on an ankle monitor?
Yeah, so that's one of the things I do consider. The problem is, I don't know how it can keep you from cutting off the monitor and disappearing for another 4 months, right?
I'm not on drugs anymore, that's the thing.
Well, so you don't have to be on drugs. There are plenty of kids who cut off the monitor that are not on drugs, right? So that's my worry, is you could be sober and just make a conscious decision to cut off the monitor. Yes?
I'm trying to flip my life around. If you really go through, if you see my grades, I got 1C, that was a 79. I'm really trying to be different. I'm trying my best. I don't want my mother to keep experiencing this type of stuff. I've stressed her out enough. And I'm 17 already. This is more serious than when I was 16. I can't do the same thing.
No, I understand. You can do the same thing. That's the thing. You can, and that's what I'm worried about, is you might actually. So I'm not as worried about the charges that you have as much as I'm worried about you just running off and disappearing and ending up, in the dumpster behind a truck stop. All right. So that's where I'm at, is I don't know how to keep you from making really bad decisions. It's just the stakes are much higher. This is not like a simple criminal trespass or a shoplifting case. You've been kind of dabbling in a game that can, with really serious consequences. And so as a juvenile judge, I really have to make the effort to protect you, okay? And so this is it's a couple more days till your court hearing. So we'll have more information then. There's all kinds of things that need to be considered. So while I have no doubt you have the ability to do fine and be responsible, I just don't know if you will. Does that make sense? I'm going based on your history, what you've shown me. And so I'm not like a parent where I know you, I can see your heart, and I can make a decision by trusting you because there's a personal relationship here. I'm looking at a very academic, this is on paper, what has she done in the past? And if the past is a good indicator, what is she likely or capable of doing in the future? That's what I'm looking at, all right? And that's just, unfortunately, that's the way the courts are set up. Yes, Jocelyn, question?
I heard y'all say something about trafficking. Well, I'm not sure what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, so Ms. Carlock can come by and talk to you, and Ms. Aguirre can. All right, so just worry about, people taking advantage of you. That's the big thing for me, all right? Okay. So, especially when you're getting around drugs and things like that. You have a lot of you have a lot of uncaring people, and you have a lot of evil people, all right? That's something I've seen as an attorney and a judge. So, but your court date's so close, I'm more comfortable holding you until at least your next court date, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. Hey, Jocelyn, keep up the level 1 though, okay? That actually, if you weren't a level 1, this would be a no-brainer for me. The fact that you're level 1, that makes it a little bit harder for me, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Aguirre, can you come by and talk to me after the detention hearings?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Jaytwan Stewart.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Stewart, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. I'm deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days. You've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, Mr. Pearson. This is your appointed attorney. All right, so Jaytwan, you're 16. You had one case for assault about a year ago here. You got supervisory caution. So, and you have a pending case for evading arrest out of Dallas. So, Ms. Aguirre, am I missing something? It says he has a pretrial hearing scheduled on February 24, 2020.
My apologies, Your Honor, 2021.
So the evading arrest, is that from 20 or 2021?
2020.
So he actually has a case over a year old out of Dallas County for a misdemeanor that's still going on.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. So Arlington PD brought you in January 7th. They were dispatched to a shooting. Witnesses, they saw several black males running through the apartments, all heard gunshots, and bullet holes were found in one of the walls. One witness said he heard shooting and heard a bullet whiz by his head. It seems like the suspect vehicle exchanged gunfire with several black males. Surveillance video showed Jaytwan and two unknown people walk through the apartment. The Civic stops. Jaytwan and one of his friends walk over there. Companion goes to the vehicle through the back door. Seems Jaytwan upset, seen throwing his hands in the air. His friend gets out. Jaytwan draws a gun and shoots at the vehicle. And they drive off firing back. So, and evidently on Instagram, you self-snitched as being a member of a gang. And you're positive for weed. All right. Jaytwan, you have a question for me or you want to tell me something?
I want to tell you something.
Okay, your attorney doesn't want you to tell me anything. All right, I don't mind answering questions. The reason why is there is a district attorney as part of this meeting and they're taking notes. So if you tell me something, that may just give them information about you that puts you in a worse situation. Right, so I'm doing this to protect you. It's not that I don't care. It's not like I'm trying to shut you down. It's just I'm trying to make sure you don't get yourself into trouble. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So, Jaytwan, my deal is, and I think I told you this, whenever a kid's brought in with a weapon, all right, a gun, pretty much I always hold them. And if they actually use the weapon, I'm very cautious about releasing the child. Okay, so your level of outstanding, you have been since January 25th. All right, I'm glad to see that. That's got me paying attention. I'm going to hold you, detain you for now, because I want to see how well you keep this behavior up. I don't think you understand how serious I take children with guns, especially if they use the guns. All right, that's, you may not have known before this all happened, if it actually happened, but you know now, and that's just the situation that you're in. Okay, so just I want to encourage. I don't want to discourage you. I want to encourage you to keep your behavior up, because if you're not level 1 outstanding, I will not release you. If you are level 1 outstanding, I'm going to be very cautious about releasing you. It's just part of the problem when kids come in here with guns. Okay. All right, Mom, do you have any questions for me?
No. So it'll be another 10 days that we'll come
Another 10 days. I'm very, very careful when kids are accused of using weapons or guns in crimes. It's just, you know, our society is out of control. I'm a big fan of guns, but I think children, if they use them, they should be around an adult with supervision. Based on what the witnesses are saying and the police report I have, it seems like that was not the case. It was a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, because we don't, like, all of this is new to me, just like all of it's new.
Yeah. Oh, I have no doubt, Mom, that if you knew about it, you would have kept him at home that day. No doubt at all. Jaytwan, do you have another question for me, or are you going to tell me something?
I got a question.
Okay, what's your question?
You said that I was in the gang, sir. I'm not in the gang.
All right. So according to your Instagram account, you claim to be repping the Trench Gang. All right. And so I don't know if it's true or not, but that's one of those things that if it's not true and you put it on Instagram, and that's your own fault. All right. You have nobody but to blame. If you're not with a set, then there's no reason why you need to claim a set. Right. So that just makes me more concerned. You have another question?
Yes, sir. And I was really trying to see.
Well, hold on. You want to say or you want to ask?
No, I'm trying to ask a question. I was trying to see like if there's any way you can give me an EM,
Oh, if I release you, it will be on electronic monitor. I'm not ready to release you yet, because if everything what they say is true, you actually fired a gun that could have killed somebody or may have killed somebody. We just don't know. Right? I'm just very cautious about kids with guns. You kids have to understand, Judge Kim Akimbo does not fool around when it comes to kids with guns. Okay, I'm not going to say it's a zero tolerance. It's just it slows everything down. I have to be extra careful and comfortable about releasing a kid when a gun is used. One kid I released today, there was a gun used in a crime, and he was here for 280 days before I released him. Okay? I mean, you have to understand, depending on the facts of the case, I'm extra careful. Y'all just don't understand, but I take guns and kids very, very seriously. Okay? Yes, sir. Another question?
So, by the next 10 days, you think about releasing me?
Well, so I always think about releasing you. Right? I want to treat you with respect, talk to you like a man. Every single one of these hearings, I think about releasing the kid. There are certain things that keep me from releasing it. So if you were like a level 1 acceptable, would not release you, right? There's a kid today. Everything was fine except he's level 1 acceptable. I'm not going to release him. You have to be level 1 outstanding. After that, I'm going to look and see if you drop down, when did you drop down? How far did you drop down? What are the problems that you're having? I also look at the offense, how serious it is. Was there a gun used? Did it put somebody in danger, right? Did it show your disregard for other people's safety or their lives? Are you doing things that also works against you? Is putting yourself in danger, right? If this was in fact a drug deal gone bad, where you shot at somebody that shot at you, my job as a judge is to protect you from you. Okay? So these are all factors that I consider, and they all go in. There's no math formula. I just consider it all and decide what I think is best. You have another question?
Yes, sir. So they said that I raised up they said I raised up my hands and got mad, sir.
Now you're going into kind of what they're accusing you of. Your attorney can call you and talk to you about that. I don't have all the information. I have a very brief summary, okay? So you'll have to wait for Mr. Mr. Pearson can give you way more information than I can. Okay.
We'll discuss, Judge Juan.
Yeah, so Judge Juan, I'm spending way more time with you today because I really like your mom, okay? I remember her from before, and you're very respectful in court, and and you're showing a little bit more maturity. I'm trying to explain to you what's going through the process. I don't spend this much time with most kids, very few, okay? But it seems like for you, I can see the disappointment and kind of see the confusion. So I want you to understand what I'm going through and what the situation is so that you understand what's happening, okay? I don't want you to walk out of here being like, what the heck just happened? All right? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Stewart. Mom, thank you. Good to see you. Hopefully, things will be different the next 10 days. It's just, I can't guarantee. We're just going to see. But when there's a shooting involved, I get very, very concerned, just like you do.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. That'll conclude detention docket for today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, no. Let's see. 1 second, Mr. Davidson. So either one or two boys, I'm not sure. All right. Hello, Mr. Davidson. Can you hear me? Jim? So you're on mute, sir. There we go.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, we got these new headsets. I feel like a DJ.
Let's see. So, there's a post-it note on the cover blocking some. Let me refresh my memory. Notified adult probation. The warrant for him. Turn himself in January 2nd. DTA rescinded. Oh, so
I think this kid's been placed on your dismissal docket because the DA did file a petition when we put in the VOCO when he took off, but he is in custody and he's facing, I guess, his failure to appear for the adult probation and 2 new misdemeanors as well. So to kind of clean up the case and officially close it out of our system, Ernie was saying we needed to do 2 things. Number 1, get it dismissed, the petition, and number 2, get the DTA rescinded. And
okay, so this is where now I remember what I want to do. So this one, he was on probation for a sex offender case. He absconded. He picked up new adult cases, right?
yes.
Did the district attorney file a motion to modify probation before his probation expired, before he aged out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and on this one, if y'all can give me the jacket, I'm going to go ahead and require sex offender registration.
Okay.
And then we can go ahead. If the DA doesn't want to proceed on the modification, they can just DWAP it. But I do want to modify, not necessarily revoke him, but I want to modify his probation to require registration.
Okay. All right.
That was I think my question was, because it said in that report that he's aged out of the system. I didn't know, meaning if he's already been transferred or if he actually had live pleadings right now.
Yes, he has been transferred. I mean, I think he was, it was a part of his plea agreement to transfer upon his 19th birthday.
Right.
So yeah, we sent the packet in while he was AWOL, in the timeframes that they required, so they would know. And when he hit 19, I let the supervisor know that he was still AWOL, that we did, file a DTA. We did file a motion on it. And then I had conversations with Mark about the pending VOCO. And I think he thought he could just return it to intake and do away with it. But because he had already filed the petition and put a 622 in on it, Ernie said he's got to put a motion in to dismiss it to clear it out of the system. And I think Mary said it was going to be set on your docket for the motion to dismiss the VOCO. But that's just kind of what I heard this week.
No, my big thing is I wanted to require the registration.
Okay, is that something you need me? Will you put that in, I guess, in a written response on the progress report?
I can. I just need the jacket. If you send the jacket to me, I can put that in there. It's
Okay.
not. I can amend that whenever I want, but we won't
Gotcha.
deal with the revocation. We'll let Mr. Richmond deal with that.
Okay, I'll let Donna know that we
Okay.
had this conversation.
Great.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
so
Davidson.
much. Have a good day.
Oh, you too. Have a great weekend.
You too. Goodbye.